Hello again, everybody. I'm the coach, and this is Madden Ultimate Team. Hope you're ready because we've got another good one on tap.
Evan McPherson has this one teed up. And here we go. We're underway in Madden Ultimate Team. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. They'll start on the ground with Lynch. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Back to throw. Brown. This will be caught by Harold Carmichael. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. The first carry now. This is Johnson. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill. With it is Brown. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Devontae Smith, 47 yards. And the Eagles will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. 1-play drive and into the end zone for 6. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out there, a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Operating from the gun. Brown. He's got Smith here. Short completion, just 4 yards. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. Operating from the gun. Brown. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Derek Brooks in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. Now here's Trenton Gill on to punt. Broke that one. As it stands, though, a heck of a 36-yard run back. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Got his man complete over the middle. That's McCoy. Touchdown! LeSean McCoy from 21 yards away. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and it's now 14-0. A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. They start the drive with Lynch, and he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Nice chunk of yards on 1st down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this 1st quarter. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. Now Brown to throw on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. Now here's Trenton Gill now. He's been a busy man here in this 1st half as he gets it away. Now Brown. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And this offense set up with a very short field. 1st and 10 inside the 20. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
The way he's been slinging in the 1st half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown, but I guess he's going to have to wait to try and pick up that 3rd, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a 2nd, but you're right, not to be. Wide open receiver complete. And the Eagles are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
Good strong throw and catch right there, and so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Mike Ditka, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Eagles take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now 21-0. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the 1st half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Now Brown, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. McPherson on for the point after. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. Pulls it in at the 13. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. A pass there over the middle to start things out. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Brown off the play fake. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Deion Sanders. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. McPherson now for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick-6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Now Brown, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. But that's got to be so disappointing for a defense. You force the fumble, think you got a chance at a turnover, and instead, not only do you give up the football, you also give up a touchdown as well.
Yeah, you just think to yourself, you've done all the hard work, right? You forced the fumble, but when they didn't come up with it, I think they relaxed a little bit or maybe lost their focus as well, and it ended up turning out to be a touchdown against them.
Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. KC's offense ready to take over. And in a spot like this, still more than a minute, I think if you put something on the board before halftime, that would go a long way towards helping them get back into the game.
There actually is something to the psychology of the game at times, isn't there? How much better would they feel running into the locker room, as you noted, with something on the board in a positive fashion? You're exactly right. It's a great opportunity to get that done.
The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Here's Brown looking to throw on second down. That would complete down the field to Gonzalez. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Brown now on first down. He'll drop this down to Johnson underneath. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. They'll wind up losing 11 on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Now Brown, oh, he lost the football. That's it for the first half. Sorry, Coach. We'll catch up with you after the game. We're going to skip through halftime here and headed back to the field for the 3rd quarter. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake.
And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Devontae Smith, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Eagles extend their lead yet again. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. And not much here as he'll get it to the 11, maybe the 12-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun. Brown, this time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Deion Sanders, the Hall of Famer, with a pick. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Well, I mean, you get it. They're trying to make something happen here in this 3rd quarter, CD, but I don't think a pick-6 is exactly what they had in mind.
No, not at all, because this offense, they've been stuck all game long. Haven't dented the scoreboard yet. And they're kind of forced to take a few chances here. And that one, it backfired in a big way.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Throwing after the interception. Brown looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gonzalez.
A nice chunk play from the tight end position, and it illustrates the cohesiveness that he and his quarterback have. Both saw the extra defender doubling him up, and they still combined for the completion and big gain.
A good gain on first has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Up the middle, Johnson. And down he'll go at the 25. 2 yards, good enough for a first. We're just looking at the scoreboard and where we're at in the 3rd quarter. I don't know that it's going to matter much at this point, CD, but these small runs on the ground, they're not going to get it done.
No, they're not. And right now, the guys stopping the run have been superior in this ball game, giving them no openings, no seams, and now they've got this game well in hand.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20.
They go to Johnson again. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
What do you think, Brandon? I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 4th down. Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And taken right on the 30. Touchdown, Philadelphia! It's a punt return score of 70 yards. And the Eagles are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Well, we know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. They brought him in off the corner, and he gets in to drop him for a loss of 4.
Well, it's obvious, but I can't help but say it here. It's never a good day when the opposing defense has more sacks than you have points. The win seems likely, but this defense is still playing for something here. They see that 0 on the scoreboard, and they don't want that to change.
And that will be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Let's take it inside his own 40. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. This offense ready for their upcoming series as we get a look at the former Heisman Trophy winner, Devontae Smith. When you're in a zone like he is, what's the conversation like on the sideline between he and his quarterback? Is that a one-way conversation of, hey, just keep getting me the foot? And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And McPherson on for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. The Chiefs ready to rock again on offense. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Throwing on 1st down. Brown, nowhere to go here. He lost the football, but it looks like the Chiefs are going to get it back. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. So they keep the ball, but work to do on 2nd and long. Operating from the gun. Brown, nowhere to lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Now Brown, back to the air on second down. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Looking to throw, Brown. And it's a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Here's the Chiefs punter now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Taking on the midfield logo. And they are going to finish this one off strong. It's a return touchdown to add on to their lead in the final stages. McPherson on for the point after. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Well, it's no secret. That's why they have him return punts. He has the capability to take him back, and he did so there. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the 4th quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny. I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run, have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now. But as you've mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
They'll look to throw again. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Move. Hey. Four down. Hey, 81 right there. He's sneaky.
Back to throw again. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Rasul Douglas picks it. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
Maybe get any type of points on the board.